And hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand. We do have an action-packed video for you today as chaos has erupted in the capital at a pro-Palestine demonstration. Yes, so much for those peaceful protests that always happen every single week. I've been doing videos on British Stand for a very long time now and been documenting some of these protests that have been happening, and they are not peaceful by any means, and we've got a lot of clips to go through as police lose control. There has fights erupting. There's so much to go over, guys, but as always, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as we are closing in on 150,000 subscribers. So let's go through the story. So, dozens of people have been arrested at a pro-Palestine rally in central London on Saturday amid a heavy police presence. One man was detained on suspicion of displaying a placard suggesting support for banned organisations. 4 others were arrested on suspicion of public order offences, while 2 more were held for allegedly breaching the protest conditions. In an update, the Metropolitan Police said around 20 to 30 people who breached the conditions are still contained in Trafalgar Square. They are being arrested. Others have already been arrested. Despite a ceasefire deal being agreed, Palestine Solidarity Campaign Director Ben Jamal outlined several key demands during the Westminster rally. The demands included the immediate enforcement of a ceasefire and the withdrawal of all Israeli troops from Gaza. The campaign also called for the release of all individuals held in illegal detention camps, a lifting of the siege, and immediate influx of humanitarian aid were among the core requirements. Jamal emphasized their final demand was addressing root causes and to end the British complicity with 76 years of Israel imposition of a system of apartheid. It comes after Israel's government approved a ceasefire with Hamas in a historic move to bring relief to the region. However, there is a bit of breaking news as I'm making this video, and that there is a Gaza ceasefire halt until the release of more hostages. That's some breaking news for you there, guys, on British Stand. But let's get back to the rally, guys. As I promised you, there is a lot of control, a lot of chaos going on, and it's probably by far one of the more sort of violent pro-Palestine protests that we've seen across the capital. And again, most of them are, but this one is certainly, there's been a lot of footage to get through. So yeah, let's go through it. But first and foremost, I just want to just show you this clip because a lot of people seem to, or the mainstream media seem to project and say that this is always peaceful and never meets the headlines. As if you compare that to the summer, yeah, I mean, you'd think that these people are victims and protesting for good things. They're not. It's full of hatred. Look at this. So as you can see, a lot of hatred there just being spouted out. There's so much hatred going through those ranks in terms of what these protests actually stand for. And again, it's always a disgrace that the mainstream media never pick up on it. Now, if you don't believe me, have a look at the amount of chaos being caused and the amount of arrests in these following clips. So yeah, as you can see, not peaceful at all, and absolute chaos going off in the capital at this moment in time. Now, there's a ton more clips that's actually out there on X, but unfortunately, due to sort of YouTube's system, you can't show all of them, and essentially... yeah, I mean, otherwise you get flagged and the video can't go up there because they have like policies where you can't show too much violence, but there is a hell of a lot of it going throughout the city, and these by no means are peaceful protests, and again, very, very violent ones here today, of course. A lot of police losing control, a lot of arrests actually happening, and as you can see, by far no means are they peaceful at all. Now, just before we finish off today's video, I did state that there was some breaking news just as I was recording this video in regards to this actual situation in Gaza. As I believe the Israeli president has came out and said that there will not be a ceasefire, and there has been an update with regard to it due to them not releasing the hostages. Let me go through this story quickly before we wrap up. So, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has threatened to halt the commencement of tomorrow morning's agreed ceasefire in Gaza until Hamas release a list of names for the first set of freed hostages. Under the agreement, which would see fighting end at 6:30 a.m. local time, Hamas is obliged to provide the names of the remaining hostages at least 24 hours ahead of their release. A total of 33 hostages are expected to be released over the next 6 weeks, with Israel also releasing hundreds of imprisoned Palestinians. Hamas was expected to name the first set of hostages at 4 p.m. local time. In a statement, the Prime Minister said, "We will not move forward with the outline until we receive a list of the hostages to be freed as agreed." He added Israel will not tolerate violations of the agreement. The sole responsibility lies with Hamas. IDF soldiers who were captured will likely be released in the second phase of negotiations. Hamas is expected to request a lasting ceasefire and full Israeli withdrawal from the Strip. Following his statement, Netanyahu is expected to address the nation for the first time since the ceasefire hostage deal was reached. Hamas snatched around 250 Israelis during its horrific October 7th attack last year. British Israeli Emily Damari was among those taken hostage from her home in Azanon. However, the world will now wait with bated breath to see if Hamas release the name of the hostages to prevent the ceasefire deal from being torn up. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a little bit of an update, and just as I'm recording this video, that breaking news did come out. So yeah, I was going to correct my joke that I said a bit earlier on. I thought they were basically protesting because they had nothing no longer to protest about. I didn't know why this sort of pro-Palestine demonstration was actually going on. I thought they were going ham because they had to go back to work or go find a job because they can't be spending every single day up and down the country protesting on this. But guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. As always, do let me know your thoughts on this down there in the comment section below. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.